2024 Leaders of Tomorrow honoree, and Paula Quintero of Swap Card. Between us all, we hope to give you the information you need to show up next week prepared for success. Moving on to the next slide, we'll offer you an overview of the experience, some tips on how to make the most of it, help you plan your visit to the exhibit hall, and show you the wealth of information available on the mobile app. We'll also take time to answer your questions at the end of our presentation, so please drop them in the chat as they come to mind. With more than 2,600 attendees, AMC can feel very big and very fast on your first visit. That feeling is completely normal. When you enter the conference space at the Gaylord, you'll feel a very distinct energy. It may help you to know that the event is designed around three things: networking, learning, and product innovation. Make sure your game plan includes some of each of these things.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for kicking us off. And before I dive in, I love that we have this opportunity to connect with the first-time attendees. I attended my first AMC in 2017 and had zero meet experience. So this would have been incredibly useful to get some insights as well as have questions answered. Now with that, when I think about making the most out of a networking event, one strategy I always recommend is reviewing the attendee list well ahead of time. It really helps to identify the people you'd like to meet and gives you a chance to reach out and schedule time with them in advance. You can find out who is attending in one of two ways: the app, which you'll hear more about at the end of this webinar, or if you go to the AMC website and click on registration, once you're there, you'll find a link that will bring you to the current registered attendees. What I do is copy and paste it, put it in Excel, and I can easily search for people and/or organizations. Now, of course, some of the best conversations happen organically, so don't underestimate those social events and breaks. There's the opening reception, and then there's 30-minute breaks in between the general sessions and some of the other concurrent sessions. These are great opportunities to connect with people informally and build relationships in a more relaxed setting. Avoid the urge, and I am guilty of it too, to take those few minutes and spend them with people you already know, but instead reach a hand out, say hello, get to know people throughout our industry. You'll also want to spend time in the exhibit hall. It's a fantastic place to see live demonstration and hands-on displays. It is big, it is lively, it is full of food, and there is a lot to take in. I always suggest looking through the exhibitor list beforehand so you know which booths are most important to you. With just over 5 hours of open time, planning ahead is critical. It's really easy to get lost in time, either talking or eating, so make sure you know your priorities. When attending the general sessions, arriving early is key. Getting there ahead of the crowd means to get the seat that you want. You'll quickly learn it can be cold or warm depending on where you're sitting, so getting there ahead and getting settled in is always a strategy that I take. And last, and I'll be the first to admit this is the hardest one, do your best to really be present. Try to step away from the constant pull of emails and texts. I completely understand how challenging it is to be out of the office. The business doesn't stop just because you're at a conference. But this is your moment to invest in yourself and in your business. It's your chance to learn, build relationships, and bring back insights that demonstrate the value of this show to your leadership and to your organization. Be fully engaged is how you get the most out of it, and also expect to have a little bit of fun. Now, for those of you who are retailers, I want to share just a few things that can really help you make the most of your time. First, the exhibit hall is absolutely packed. It has solutions, suppliers, and partners. It's one of the best places to discover what's new, what's working, and what might fit into your business. I go eyes and ears wide open and just take it all in. I also like to capture photos of ideas or displays that stand out. It makes it much easier to bring those back and say, here's what I saw, here's what inspired me. What do you think? Let's have a conversation. And beyond those photos, jotting down quick notes or sending yourself voice memos can help you remember little details that make a big difference. You might even plan a short recap to your team or your leadership, whether it's a quick download or something written. I actually use AI for a lot of these things. I take it to gather my notes and any decks that may be shared to get a very concise summary. And last but not least, make sure you're in the room for the power of meat. It's always a standout session, and you won't want to miss the insights. Anne Marie is a household name in our world, and you'll certainly find her presentation not only informative, but also a bit humorous at times. Hint on that, be sure to watch the videos. And with that, I'll turn it over to Sarah.
Thank you, Crystal. The networking luncheon is what kicks off the conference and one of the best opportunities for you to build meaningful connections. As Crystal alluded to, sit at a table with people you don't already know and be intentional about starting a conversation. Introduce yourself, ask what brought them from AMC or what they're most excited to learn. The value of this luncheon is truly what you make of it, and some of the most impactful connections begin with a simple conversation. It should also be said that this session is sponsored by the Women in Meat Industry Network, but is open and meaningful to everyone in the industry. You will also see when you get into the app, the multiple educational sessions that you can join and attend while you're at the conference. These are your opportunity to get engaged, energized, and inspired. There's a wide range of sessions from those designed for early career professionals to deep dives on emerging trends, industry challenges, and innovative solutions. Be strategic in your choices. If you have multiple people from your organization attending, divide and conquer across sessions, or buddy up with a new connection and plan to share insights afterwards. The more perspectives you bring back, the greater the impact. You'll learn shortly how to navigate the app and stay on track to get the most out of the sessions. On the next slide, we'll be talking about the exhibit hall. This is one of my favorite parts of the conference, and it's your chance to see the industry in action. Come hungry. There's over 150 industry suppliers throughout the exhibits, testing, whether it's new products, core products, but really a great time for you to see how all the innovation is coming to life with the industry. You'll see that through demonstrations. You'll have a chance to meet people. And there'll also be interactive displays from our suppliers that explore cutting edge technologies. As Crystal had talked about, you can go into the app and you'll be able to see where the booths are to make a list of the must-see exhibitors ahead of time. You have to be strategic. It's huge. Make sure that you're prioritizing your visits and definitely pace yourself on the samples. There's a lot of meat in one place. For me, I'm a supplier. So as a supplier, I have to balance my time with the exhibit hall. We have a booth, so it's important for me to come and see my customers and engage with the industry. But I also want to get out on the floor to see innovation and connect with my peers and partners. It's large, the day is long, and there's a lot to take in. So plan ahead. Wear comfortable shoes, take lots of pictures, and be sure that you have booth coverage so you're able to explore what the exhibit hall has to offer. This conference is what you make of it. The more intentional you are about the networking, learning, and sharing your insights when you return, the more value you and your organization will gain. Those who actively engage and bring back ideas are the ones who stands out as leaders within their organization.
Thanks, Sarah. I want to share a couple of practical tips for first-time attendees, and some of these may be come across as some of the themes that you've heard from my other peer presenters. First of all, is pre-conference prep is very important, and really it is, you get out of this conference what you put into it. And so have a plan, get into the app, understand what sessions you want to attend. In some cases, they're concurrent sessions, so you can't attend all of them. Make sure you're getting the most out of it. If you're attending the conference with a team from your company, huddle with that team before you go, and make sure you understand who's going to what and what are you going to get out of it as it pertains to the trade show. Make sure you know who's presenting, who are the most important companies that you visit, what do you want to get out of that. Number two, make the most of the app. In a moment, Paula will walk through some of the tactical how you actually use the app, but I can't stress enough how important the app is to making the most of the conference, from making your own detailed schedule of what do I want to attend, to just understanding who's there. You can message people, connect with people in the app. It's a really great tool to get the most out of the conference. Third is get out of your comfort zone. This is really about, being intentional. Take advantage of the networking breaks. Go out and talk to people over coffee that you don't know. Sit with different people in different sessions, and really go out in the trade show and introduce yourself and make connections there with companies that you are interested in their products. And then the last two really go hand in hand. This is manage your time well and pace yourself. And so, as it's been mentioned, they're going to be very long days, very full, very great days, but they're long days. And so make sure you're intentional with your time, that you're seeing the things you want to see, that you're in the sessions you want to be in, but also pace yourself, both from a time standpoint, but then also from a sample standpoint. It's okay to say no when you go through the trade show if you don't want to try something. But there will be more food than you can try. So those are my practical tips. Moving on to one question we get a lot is, what should you pack? And so just a couple of pointers here. One, business casual attire. You want to be comfortable, but also it's a great opportunity to make a great first impression with companies and colleagues. So casual business attire. Sorry, it sounds like there's an echo. I'm not hearing it on my end, so apologies there. Layers is really important as you move through the convention, through the Gaylord. We're going to be in different rooms, different size rooms. Some are going to be colder, some are going to be warmer. And then especially if you leave the Gaylord for a meal or an offsite meeting, it's going to be very cold. So you want to have those layers there. Comfortable shoes, can't hit this one enough. The Gaylord is huge. You're going to walk a lot just going to and from meetings, and then back to your room and back to the conference. And then especially on the trade show day, there's a ton of walking. So comfortable shoes is a must. Business cards, just make sure you have a way to connect when you're networking, to share your contact info so that you can have meaningful follow-ups after the show. And then lastly, a portable phone charger is a great tip to stay plugged up. Although we're gonna try really hard to stay off of our phones while we're at the show to be present, but certainly don't want to be completely disconnected. And then, as we think about packing, you also want to think about your safety while you're on site. And so, anytime you travel or attend large events, it's important to focus on your safety. One note is that the conference will have strong security in place, and they limit the access to the events to those with badges. And I know firsthand they do stop you if you can't see your badge. I've had to stop and turn my badge over in the past to make sure that I get in. But to that note, just make sure that everyone goes and picks up their badge. You're going to have to pick up your own badge with a photo ID. And those badges are required for anything conference related to get into any of the sessions. Also, just stay alert, be aware of your surroundings. The Gaylord's a very large place. And so, don't leave your things unattended. If you see suspicious behavior, please report those to the staff. And then if you do leave the Gaylord to go, offsite to a meal or a meeting, go ahead and take your badge off. And then the other thing is just make sure you're traveling with a buddy. You don't want people out there, by themselves. And then lastly, just, familiarize yourself with the exits. If you hear any overhead announcements from the Gaylord, please, pay attention to those and do what they say. And then lastly, there will be important safety information in the app, and Paula will go ahead and talk about the app at this time.
Great, thank you, Michael. Today I will show you how to navigate the Annual Meet Conference app and how to get the most out of it by planning your day, bookmarking sessions, and you will be able to review the full exhibitor list. You can also connect with other attendees, review the floor plans, and get real-time updates. So I'm going to share my screen right now just to show you how to log in and how to use the platform. First of all, you will need to download the application on the App Store or on Google Play. You will also have the opportunity to use the web app version if you are using your computer. The first thing you will need to do is use the same email address that you used during the registration process to be able to log in. Then, if you already have a password, make sure to insert your password. If not, and probably if this is your first time using the event app, you don't have a password right now, so feel free to select the option to receive a one-time code to your email. Go back to your email, you will receive an email just like this one with a one-time code. Simply copy and paste this code in the designated area, and you will gain access to the full event app. My recommendation would be to first review your profile and your contact information. So click on your profile picture and you will see the option to complete or edit your profile. We want you to have the latest version of your contact information. So make sure to update your job title, your company, so that people can search and find you. You're also going to be able to add your biography, add your social media, and update all of your contact details. The next thing would be to review the agenda page. Right here, you will file the full list of sessions and you can navigate the agenda by day. You can also use the search bar and add keywords to find sessions, and you can also use the different filters that we have in place to narrow your search. So you can use the type filter, you can also use the location filter, and if you want to search for sessions based on topics, you can also select the topics that you're interested in, and you will be able to see all of those sessions. Now, in order to build your own agenda and your personalized agenda, you will need to add sessions to your own schedule. So make sure to click on this button and that session will be immediately added to your agenda. You will get a notification if there is any time conflict with the new session, just in case you are bookmarking sessions that are happening at the same time. If you click on Go to My Schedule, this is the place where you will find all of the sessions that you've been adding to your agenda. You can connect these to your Google Calendar and you can also export these to your calendar. If you click on any session, you will be able to get more information about the session, date, time, location, topics, a quick description about the session, and you can also find the speakers of that session in the same place. So make sure to review the agenda and start bookmarking the sessions that you are interested in attending to. You can also review the full attendees list over here, so you can also use the search bar to find users, attendees. Let's say you want to connect with someone right away, you just need to send a connection request. I would recommend adding a message over here because this way the other attendee knows what you're looking for. You can send a quick message, and as soon as the connection is accepted, the contact information will be shared. You will also get some AI recommendations based on common connections, exploration, interest, and knowledge. So make sure to review those AI recommendations as well. You can also review the speaker list over here. And very important, you will have access to the exhibit hall floor plan. So you can look at this before the show, making sure that you know where the exhibitors are going to be located once you get to the expo hall. You will also get access to the full exhibitors and sponsor list. You also have a filter on product categories, so feel free to use the filters as needed. You will find the full list over here, and you can also go ahead and start bookmarking and saving the exhibitors that you want to visit during the show. Everything that you bookmark will show up under My Bookmarks page. So if at any time you want to go back to the exhibitors that you have bookmarked in the past, make sure to go to this specific page. You will also have access to the hotel map if needed. You will have right here all of the floor plans. And last but not least, make sure to review your notifications because you will get real-time updates, last-minute changes, you will get reminders about sessions, connection requests, and you will find more information over here. On the chat option, right here on this icon, you will be able to see and answer messages from your connection. So make sure to enable your notifications in your phone so you can get the most up-to-date notifications. Last but not least, right here, you will see the QR code icon. You can scan this QR code right now to be able to download the application, log in, and start planning your event. We're going to keep this for a few more seconds, and then we're going to start our Q&A session.
Apologies as we pull up our Q&A slide. The chat is open.
Looks like we have a question from Christina asking if you can also access the exhibitor list on the web page. I believe that answer is yes, but if anyone from FMI or Meet Institute has a confirmation there.
Sorry, I'm double checking to make sure that I'm not going to give incorrect information on this, but I do believe that you can because you can use the Plan My Booth on there so you can see the exhibitors in there. I do know that they are in the app. So if you go to the View My Floor Plan from the website, it does have the booths listed in the floor plan there.
Looks like we have another question about sharing the presentation. I believe that's why we were recording. Could you let us know where that will be located at?
We will add it to the first timers section of the website, and then that also will show up in the first timer resources through the app as well. It looks like we have another question in there. Is there networking breakfasts in the morning? We do have networking breakfasts in the morning. Those are also listed on the agenda. So those are listed with specific times and then locations in the app.
On the note for the breakfast, I know we talked a lot today about making engagements with people and meeting new people. I actually think that the breakfasts are the best time to do that. Typically during the day, you're with your crew that you came with and find each other, but the breakfast is a bit more sporadic of people starting the time that they start their day. So that's when I find it easiest to meet new people throughout the conference.
Thank you, Sarah. We have a question in the chat about registering for the women lunch on Monday. The women lunch is full in terms of registrations, so we can't add that at this point in time. However, if you come on the day of, there may be some space that opens up as people RSVP early on in their planning and then are not able to attend. So I would just encourage dropping by to see how that space fills up. And then another question coming from the chat is if you don't sign up for a presentation, can you just drop into one? Yes, we have the app built for you to sign up as helping yourself stay organized. However, all of the sessions are open. So if you don't add it and you would like to come, you're certainly welcome to drop into any of the sessions. And then we have one question that came into the Q&A about a specific having two profiles for one of your team members. I'm going to take that question offline and we will respond to you individually because I don't know the answer to that question. I feel like it's rather particular. And so we'll get that answer back to you. And then Carson, I think, just typed to Martha, if you have your hand up, would you add your question to the chat and then we can certainly answer that. I don't see any other, oh, no worries on accidentally clicking things. I do that all the time in Zoom and things. So I don't see any other questions coming in right now as we take a quick pause. So if you do have any others, we'll pause for a few more seconds and then wrap up. Okay. Would you mind bringing up the last slide there too?
Megan, is this the
Thank you.
slide you needed?
Yes, please. I just wanted to make sure we had the last slide shared on there, and then I'll let if any of the panelists have anything else to add, and if not, then we will say thanks for attending, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you next week.
I would just add that if you see myself or any of the other panelists, please come up and say hi to us at the show. We'd love to talk to you and hear about your experience.